right, the finishing touches are underway for midnight mass celebration tonight at St. Pat's. It's the hottest ticket in town each year with standing room only.
Yes, because it's always amazing, right? More than 2,000 faithful will attend that midnight mass. And if you can't be there in person, guess what? You can watch it right here on Pix 11, led, of course, by His Eminence Timothy Cardinal Dolan, who is taking the time out of his very busy schedule to join us live this morning. So, Cardinal Dolan, great to see you. Merry Christmas Eve.
Good to be with you, Dan and Kayla. A blessed Christmas Eve to you, and thanks to Pix for covering our midnight mass. It goes throughout the whole nation. And listen, by the way, thanks to Stacy. I thought I looked out my window and it looked like I was on the Hallmark Channel or something with the White Christmas. Way to go, Stacy.
Yeah, we want to hear you sing a little I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. We'll save that for later. I want to talk about the Midnight Mass, right? Because it is such a tradition dating back 140 years. We are honored to, of course, carry it here on Pix 11 each and every year. How do you prepare for it, and what are you zeroing in on as your message to the faithful this year?
Thanks for asking, Dan. By the way, how's your grandma, okay?
She's doing well, thank you. She's always asked about
Tell her
you.
I was asking.
Okay, she's watching.
And let's get into more important stuff. What kind of pasta are you having tonight for Christmas Eve?
I'm making a bowl. Well, tonight we're having a fish sauce, yeah.
Listen, so actually, Dan, pardon me for correcting you. You're right. The Midnight Mass tradition dates from 1879 here at St. Patrick's Cathedral, but it actually dates from the middle of the 4th century, where the church thought it would be good to gather at the darkest time of the day. It would be good to gather on the vigil of the great feast of Christmas. It would be good to kind of, we're so happy, we're eager to celebrate Christmas. So that tradition of midnight mass goes way back to the church, but it's particularly dazzling here at St. Patrick's Cathedral, and we'll have about 3,000 people jamming into the cathedral tonight. Now, I mentioned to you, Dan and Kayla, the darkness of midnight, which is an important part of the Christmas package here, because Christmas comes at the darkest time of the year. Darn it, it's good for us to admit that there's a lot of darkness in the world. Have you noticed it? You better, because you report it every morning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of darkness in the world, okay? In our city, in our beloved country, sometimes even darkness in our families, and there's even darkness within, folks. And the message of Christmas, of course, is Jesus Christ is the light of the world, and the light is going to win. The light is going to prevail. Dan and Kayla, what's the first word we got from God in the Bible, the book of Genesis? Let there be light, okay? And Jesus Christ is born on Christmas, and when he grows up, he's going to say, hey, by the way, folks, I am the light of the world. So this is the Feast of Lights. Our Jewish neighbors know that too. That's what Hanukkah is all about. We're so delighted to celebrate it simultaneously with them this year. So Dan and Kayla, I'm going to talk about light. I don't want to give you all the punchlines and all. You be watching, okay?
Yes.
We certainly will be. Speaking of what's been going on in the world, in a recent interview you said that President-elect Donald Trump takes his Christian faith very seriously. Do you think it's a result of what's happened to him over the last few years, including the assassination attempts? And have you talked to him since the election?
Well, Kayla, I would say that had something to do with it. You never know, because it's all God's actions. It's not ours. So faith is a gift. And it's God's initiative. It's not our energy that does it. We got to cooperate. We got to embrace it. But I believe him. He says to me, something mystical happened in the 2 assassination attempts. I reminded him that when Ronald Reagan visited John Paul II, both of them had been victims of vicious assassination attempts and barely escaped alive. And Ronald Reagan said, Holy Father, Mother Teresa told me that God spared my life because he's got something important for me to accomplish. And John Paul II grinned at him and said, Mr. President, Mother Teresa told me the same thing. So why don't the two of us work together and get something done in the world? So I believe President Trump. And I believe that faith is stirring. Yeah. I believe that he may have had a bit of a rekindling. Hallelujah, because I don't know how anybody could be president of the United States without a deep faith.
Yeah, I mean, at the inauguration, there's usually somebody, a clergy. Are you going? Are you going to be doing the prayer?
I am. Thanks for asking, Dan. And the president was kind enough to ask me to do the opening prayer.
Yeah, I thought
he had asked me to do the one in 2016, too. So he asked me this time. I said, well, I did it 8 years ago. I hope this one works. So, all right.
Cardinal, real quick, I know we're out of time. I do want to ask you, you mentioned it briefly, but it is the first time in I believe, 20 years that we're having Christmaka, which is Hanukkah and Christmas, on the same day. We only have a few seconds left. Just your message to both, interfaith engagement here.
Once again, our Jewish neighbors, thanks for always reminding us for the importance of light, and light's going to prevail. Yeah. If my rabbi friends have taught me right, this is the festival of light, both for Christmas and Hanukkah. Israel's showing that today. You show it to us here in New York. Good to celebrate with you.
You doing the 7 fishes?
Pardon? The 7 fishes? No, I do this. I'm Irish. I do the 7 eggnogs.
Cardinal, it is always great to talk to you. Thank you for
making the time.
Blessed
Christmas, everybody.
All right. We'll see you tonight. And be sure, everybody, to tune in to Pix 11 for Midnight Mass. We are streaming it live with Cardinal Timothy Dolan.